My name is Ms. Moran, and I am a sixth grade English and grammar teacher at AMSA, and I'm also the grade level coordinator. So I am probably the most fortunate person this morning because I'm the first person that gets to say hello to you. I am so happy to see each of you here today, and I am so excited to share AMSA with you. By the end of today's orientation, I think you will better understand what a special school you are now a part of. I really don't want to say anything cliched about uncertain times or the new normal or unprecedented situation, but you have to admit that your start at AMSA is pretty unusual. I mean, did you ever imagine that you would be attending orientation at your new school from your home? Wherever you are, hopefully today will make you feel virtually at home and part of our AMSA family. Throughout today's orientation, you're going to see pictures and videos of students who have been in the same position as you are right now. Well, almost the same position.
Ms. Moran, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. I got muted. A lot of people wish they could do that. Every single AMSA student, guys, has begun their academic journey here at an orientation just like this. Well, kind of like this. They were looking at unfamiliar faces in unfamiliar places, sitting in unfamiliar surroundings and trying to figure out an unfamiliar schedule. Who here has a brother or sister at AMSA? Raise your hand. Yeah, a lot of you. You probably don't remember their orientation day, but I bet they sure do. And like you, they sat in our noisy lower school cafeteria and watched a teacher raise a hand. Slowly, every other hand in that cafeteria went up and voices quieted down. Each student learned that at AMSA, when a teacher hand goes up, as a sign of respect, student hands go up and conversations stop. Right now, we can just mute you, kind of like somebody just muted me. But when we come back to the buildings, that's something we're going to work on. My goal for you today is to meet and get to know the people you will be sharing classes with. That way, there will be fewer unfamiliar faces. We will take a virtual tour of the lower school, so there will be no unfamiliar places. Finally, we're going to spend time answering any questions you may have about your class schedule so that you'll know which class to go to, when to go to it, and how to get in on Zoom. By the end of the day, I hope you have as much excitement for tomorrow's classes as your teachers do. After you hear from our administrators and counselors and you meet your directed study teachers and some of the other students, that excitement's going to be for real. So to get your orientation started, I have the privilege to introduce you to the team who is responsible for maintaining the vision of AMSA and charting the course for our future, which you are now such an important part of. I'd like to introduce you to our executive director, Ms. Lindsay, our principal, Mr. Naraki, our vice principal, Ms. Murphy. So, Ms. Lindsay, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Well, it's so exciting to be here with everybody this morning. It's so wonderful to see you and all your new fresh faces and your teachers who I love to see too. So I see so many of them here and you're going to get to meet them very soon. But we wanted to be here this morning and welcome you as our new class of sixth graders. It's very, very exciting, and we're happy to meet you. There's nothing that we would like more than to have all of us together in one of our cafeterias so that we could actually look at each other eye to eye. We can't do that right now, but we can still be together and hopefully get a feeling like we get to know people a little bit. And start to look familiar to each other. So I welcome you here this morning. I'm going to let Mr. Naraki and Ms. Murphy also welcome you. And then we have a couple little slides to share so we can tell you a little bit about ourselves. Mr. Naraki?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks, Miss Lindsay. I don't know if Miss Murphy has those slides handy
She
or
does.
not. I don't know.
She does.
But while we get that going, I just want to say welcome to all of you. As Miss Moore and Miss Lindsay mentioned, this is definitely not how our normal orientations go. But regardless, I want to applaud and thank Miss Morin, Miss Murphy, and the rest of the team with the rest of the sixth grade team just for getting this going. And thanks for the teachers, the sixth grade teachers that are here right now. Thank you for showing up, being available to your students here today. Mr. Finkel's here, our communications manager. And I saw Miss Edwards' name on there, who's the registrar of the school. She's our admissions person. She's the one that communicated with all your families to get everything arranged for you. So thanks to all of the staff members who are here as well. And we are looking at, maybe we're going to be looking at some slides in a minute.
My settings are very weird right now. I don't know. So hold on.
Okay.
I'm going to try to figure it out.
Right. Well, Miss Murphy is working on our technology. I will just talk to you a little bit about the mission of the school. Okay. And the mission of the school is kind of the guiding light. Oh, there, I see it. Of our school, and it helps to bring us all together moving in one direction. So really quickly, I want to let you know that part of the mission of AMSA is that we're going to create an atmosphere of celebration of knowledge. And that means that we want you over the years to grow in your desire to learn and to find joy in your learning. And also another part of our mission is that all students from all backgrounds and all abilities will excel at AMSA in all subjects, especially the sciences. But I want to let you know, for those of you who love math and science and you're here for that, that's fantastic. But I also want to let you know we have amazing humanities programs. Our English, history, our foreign language, our arts are also excellent too. So you're in the right place to be educated for the next 7 years. And now we will look at our slides. Thank you, Ms. Murphy. You want to say hello to everybody?
Sure, yeah, and then we can do our more in-depth introduction of ourselves. So my name's Miss Murphy. I'm the vice principal. We'll talk a little bit more about our distinct roles soon. But this is going to be my 9th year at the school. I actually taught 6th grade history for 6 years. So 6th grade has a very special place in my heart because of that. And I've also taught a lot of high school courses, and I still teach one high school course, and we'll continue to do so this year. So I'll pass it back over to Miss Lindsay, and we'll do our individual introductions.
Okay, so there's my slide. Hopefully by looking at that and some of those pictures, you'll get to know a little bit about me. I've actually been at AMSA this is my 6th year, which is unbelievable. And I came to AMSA as a school counselor. So sometimes when you hear me talk, I might sound like a counselor. It's kind of who I am. But now I also, I work with all the teachers and the staff and students and families and the board of trustees to help the school run. And I work on things like budgets and buildings and those things that maybe aren't quite as fun, and I don't get to see students as much as I'd like to. But deep down, I am a school counselor at heart. So some of the things that I like to do is obviously I have a family, my husband, I have 4 children. They're all adults now, 31 to 22. And that means I have 6 grandchildren, and they are ages 5 to just 2 little babies that were born in the spring. And I enjoy seeing them whenever I can. I enjoy reading, canoeing. You can see a photo of the canoe that I have up in the White Mountains. And we canoe on that almost every weekend when the weather is nice enough, my husband and I. I also love animals of all kinds. You can see a photo there. Those are my 2 standard poodles. They're sisters. They're 6 and 8 years old and named Bella and Mia. Mia's outside right now, and Bella is scratching her ear over here next to me on the floor. And now she's looking at me because I said her name. And these are my 3 white tree frogs down here in the bottom corner. I've had these 3 guys. They're all males. I've had the 3 of them since right around New Year's last year. They're a lot of fun, and I enjoy kind of watching them grow up. They're three males. They croak a lot, especially when they hear any kind of music, the vacuum, or men's voices. They like to chime in, and they think that they're communicating to us. So also love sports. What a game the Patriots played yesterday. Super excited about that. So if you're a Pats fan or a Red Sox fan, we don't talk about that as much this season. But I also love watching both professional baseball and football. So that's a little bit about me. We're super excited once again that you're here. You're at a place where we really pride ourselves on supporting our kids, teaching them what they need to know to be successful here at AMSA and then later on in life. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I think you're really going to love it. Even if it feels really scary right at the beginning, all of a sudden you're going to be a junior in high school and you're going to realize what a great experience it's been. So Mr. Naraki?
Yep, just waiting for my slide to pop up, which is not nearly as exciting as yours. Oh, it's a new picture.
I updated that for you.
Miss Murphy, you update that for me?
No, I did.
Oh, you did? See, so yeah, Miss Lindsay took care of this for me. Thank you. I don't have too many pictures. I don't have any pets right now or anything like that. I do have, I am from Marlboro, born and raised. So those of you, I know many of you come from Whitcomb Middle School in Marlboro. I walked through those same hallways as you all did. Back then it was just called Marlboro Middle School, or MMS, but I am from Marlboro, went through the Marlboro school system. I know Hudson very well. I know we have many new students from Hudson. Those were our rivals when I was growing up. I actually played in the 100th Marlboro-Hudson Thanksgiving Day football game. I won't go over the result of that game, but I did play in it when my senior year, actually. So needless to say, we actually lost that game, which was pretty sad. At the Morgan Bowl in Hudson. So I know many of you from Hudson. I grew up playing football and basketball. Still am very much in love with football and basketball. My parents actually both grew up in Pennsylvania. So college football, they both went to Penn State. College football is also something which maybe isn't so popular out here in Massachusetts, but it's something that I certainly grew up on and grew up with. And sports was a very, very very big part of my upbringing, along with education. I grew up with a mother who worked at Assabet over in Marlboro for 40 years. She was a teacher and became an administrator over there. So I grew up with a very, very healthy balance of sports and education. So those of you who are sports fans out there, when we're back in person, we could definitely talk about sports or your academics whenever you'd like. I'm always up for that. What do I do here at the school? So I'm the principal. I know all of you come from a school that had a principal. So basically I oversee the day-to-day operations of the school. That sounds like a very simple sentence, but it actually, what comes with that is quite a lot of things. But I work very closely with Miss Murphy, who you'll be hearing from, and we come in to work each and every day, first and foremost, to make sure that the school is safe, safe and comfortable environment for all the staff, all the students, to make sure our academic program is thriving and running appropriately, and also all the other just student life aspects of the school. We help oversee all of that. So clubs and sports and activities and all of that. One thing that I definitely encourage all of you, although we are remote right now, we are still running clubs to the fullest extent that we can. So I ask that you please take a look at the website, see what clubs are available for you to join. And it's a great opportunity to meet new people, meet new teachers, meet new staff members. So please keep your eye out for those sorts of things. That's on our website. Miss Murphy, actually, she sort of is the overseer of all of our clubs, so she can probably go into a little bit more detail. But please keep that in mind. We have 2 sports running this fall. We have a golf team that will be up and running. I think by the end of this week, they actually start. and cross country, which is a huge, huge fall sport. We usually have over 100, sometimes close to even 200 on certain years, students that join the cross country team. Those are the only two sports we have going this fall, but again, great opportunity, unbelievable opportunity to sort of make automatic friends and be part of a team right away. So please consider that, especially during this remote phase. Great opportunities to meet new people. Overall, I just want to say my one piece of advice that I give every single year since I've been speaking at these orientations is to ask a lot of questions and not to be afraid to ask questions and ask for help and advocate for yourself. Asking for help is not a weakness. I ask for help every single day, pretty much, from my colleagues, people I work with, in my personal life, everywhere. So you're entering into a new school, not in person. You're not even physically entering the school yet. So you probably have a lot of questions. Today is your opportunity to talk to your directed study teachers, the teachers who are here today, staff members. Ask questions. If you don't get your question asked today, for whatever reason, you can always email your teachers, email the administration. You'll meet your school counselor today. You can email your school counselor, anything you need. We're here to help, and I don't want anybody to be reluctant or scared to ask questions. I say that every year. It works pretty well, hopefully. Hopefully you take that advice and use it. So we are all here for you. You are entering a very supportive environment. AMSA is very, very supportive, very collaborative. We're all here for you. So please reach out. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll let Miss Murphy go next. Enjoy the rest of your day. And we are very happy to have you. Hope to see you in person soon.
I apologize again. My settings are just very different today for some reason. Like I said, my name is Miss Murphy. So I have a few different pictures on here that I'll explain. Like Miss Lindsay, I'm a big animal person. I have a big fluffy dog. You'll see her picture there. That's Maggie. She's 7 years old, probably a mix of a Husky and a German Shepherd, but I've never done one of those DNA tests, so I don't know for sure. But she definitely looks like it. Like I said, it's entering my 9th year at the school. When I was younger, all I ever wanted to do was become a teacher. I knew very early on that was what I wanted to do. And then once I got to AMSA and started, working in teaching, I absolutely fell in love with it, and hope to use my experience as a teacher in the work as an administrator. So that's why I went into this role a couple years ago in 2019. So this is my second full school year as the vice principal. Outside of teaching and learning, I love traveling. So the picture up there of me and the big carved bear is from California. I got to go there last fall. Thought that was good to get another animal representation because I love animals. And I love learning, going to museums. One of the hardest things for me in this quarantine has been not going to museums almost every weekend because it's something I really like to do. Going to the same ones around here and just always trying to find new ones too. I do love to bake, so that's what I've been doing with my time since I'm not traveling and not going to museums. So I have some different things I've baked during the stay-at-home period below there. Some cakes and different breads and whatnot. And then outside of all of that, I really enjoy spending time with my friends and my family and my dog, of course, she's up there. So as vice principal, I think this is a role, like Mr. Narki said, every school has a principal, but I think vice principal or assistant principal can vary depending on the school and kind of what their structure is like. So I guess on the most basic level, I help Mr. Naraki with the day-to-day aspects of the school, anything that comes up. Like he said, I get to oversee the clubs, I get to oversee field trips. I do a lot with academics. If students are struggling, maybe we'll have meetings with parents. I have a lot of different meetings on like the student support side too, to look at how students are doing more outside of the classroom, and then have a lot of things to do related to more academics, more the structure of the school, making sure we're adhering to the mission. So it's kind of a little bit of everything. It's definitely an interesting role. But Mr. Naraki and Ms. Lindsay and I are a really strong team. And like Mr. Naraki said, the principal and vice principal kind of see the more day-to-day stuff, whereas Ms. Lindsay's kind of looking at the operations side of things. So yeah, so that's a little bit about me. I'm really excited to be here with you guys today. Like everyone has said so far, I know this is really different, really unexpected and unanticipated. We would love to be with you in person, and we really look forward to doing that, hopefully soon, sooner rather than later. But even though it's really strange and unexpected, I know that everyone here is really excited to welcome you here. This is a really supportive community. We care so much about our students. So if there's anything that's confusing or that's overwhelming or anything like that, you have every adult that's in this meeting right now can be a resource for you. It doesn't matter if, maybe they're, you just have them for one class that meets maybe every other day, or it's me and Mr. Naraki who you only, see in the hallways or see every so often virtually. Everyone's here to be a resource for you. And we really do care about your success and that you feel like AMSA is going to be your home, basically. And our students are at our school for 7 years, which is a long time. So we're really excited to be here on this first day of your journey here, and hope that this day helps you feel excited about joining our school community.
I was just thinking, Ms. Murphy, you know what core values. Okay, I was going to say, I think we forgot our core values, and that would be sad. So are you going to run through those?
Yes, yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we have 3 core values. So probably similar to the schools you're coming from. Maybe they have a motto or maybe a little acronym that is supposed to be something that all the students and adults are aware of. So we created 3 core values a couple school years ago. AMSA is a very new school compared to a lot of places. This is going to be our 16th year as a school. So prior to a few years ago, we didn't really have this nice narrowed down list of words to express kind of what we care most about at our school. So a whole bunch of people, teachers, administrators, students came together and had lots of discussions around what our main values are. And we have a lot of values at the school, as I think most schools do, but these are our top 3 essentially. So our first one is integrity, which I know that's kind of a word that might be a little less familiar to people, or like a good vocab word to have with you. Our second one's excellence, and our third one is community. So integrity is kind of, I think, a good value that can apply to lots of different aspects of your life, not just your life at school. This is really means, doing kind of what's right, doing what's good, staying kind of true to yourselves and true to your other values, and just always acting with this. It includes being really honest. It includes being respectful. It includes being, focused and kind, and kind of all these good things, basically, that I think everyone would want to express in their lives at some point. Our second one is excellence. I think this one's kind of clear cut, but what we really like about this word and why we chose it as one of our core values is that this doesn't just mean that you're getting all A's in all your classes. It means that you are pursuing whatever your own excellence is. So I can tell you from personal experience, I really struggled to get good grades in math. So my personal excellence didn't quite look the same as maybe my friends did in that subject because we just had different abilities. But if you're kind of in that same boat, maybe you have strengths in one area and not another, just always doing the best you can and excelling in whatever it is that you're doing, whether it is academics or maybe it's sports or maybe it's your club involvement, maybe it's at home with your families, any hobbies that you have. Our value of excellence ties back to that idea of doing the best that you can, as often as you can, or as frequently as you can too. And then our last one of community, I think this is a really key one. I think a lot of us have already used this word a lot today. Community is basically, we want this to be like a home, like a family, to support each other. We love when people have their own accomplishments, but ultimately the strength of our school comes from everyone working together and helping each other to make those accomplishments as well. And making sure that everyone is valuing these same core values. And so holding one another accountable for pursuing their own excellence and acting with integrity, and being willing to support each other in that process, basically. So I don't know if Ms. Lindsay or Mr. Naraki, if you want to say anything else about the core values. I also want to make sure we're not running over our time at all.
No, we love our core values. Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say thank you for running through all that, Ms. Murphy.
Yeah, thank you. We really do honor our core values, and we hope you do too. You'll hear your teachers use them over and over again in the classroom, and we expect them to be part of your life too as you become more and more part of our community. So, you know, remember them. We'll ask you about them. They are not ICE. They are not ICE. They are integrity, excellence, and community, and they are in that order for a real purpose. We do feel that integrity is something that we build our lives upon, and so that one comes first. Excellence in all things. Do the best you can each and every day, and contribute to our community. And more than anything else, be kind. Be kind to each other. Okay. No matter what differences you see in someone else, we're always kind to each other. We care and we respect each other and take care of each other. So have a wonderful 6th grade year. Please let us know what we can do to help you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Lindsay and Mr. Naraki and Ms. Murphy. I appreciate you guys introducing yourselves and doing such a great job explaining all of those ideals that we hold so important here. And you will in your DS classrooms and in your academic classrooms and in art and PE. You will hear all about this. It really permeates everything that we do here. And a lot of thought went into what ideals do we want to hold dear and what do we stand for. So IEC is very important here at AMSA. The next thing I want to do is show you a video of some of the fall activities that our students enjoyed last year. So bear with me, and we will show you kind of a day in the life.
Hi everybody, my name is Mr. Montesian and I am the Dean of Students for the lower school. We're excited to have you join us at AMSA next school year. Here at AMSA, we are guided by our core values of integrity, excellence, and community. By displaying these 3 values at all times, AMSA students find themselves well prepared to find success in school and achieve their goals. Though school has looked different for all of us over the past few months, we have been busy preparing for your arrival. We know that you will come to love your new AMSA community as you settle into your new roles as students at one of the highest achieving schools in Massachusetts. Whether you are joining us as a 6th grader, 7th grader, or 8th grader, our goal will be to develop students who show integrity, display excellence in everything that they do, and care for their community. I hope that you are as excited about the coming school year as I am, and I look forward to welcoming you to campus. Now, stay tuned for a brief virtual tour of our lower school building. See you soon.
Here's our lower school cafeteria, and over here you'll see lockers. You'll be assigned a locker. You may have it down here or up on our 2nd floor, and there'll be plenty of people here to help you learn how to open those lockers, and that's where you'll be keeping your backpacks during the day, because you'll be carrying a string bag in the lower school. Here's an example of the string bag that kids use here. And they use this in between classes to carry their books because our hallways are pretty skinny and it's hard to get around with backpacks. Here's an example of our uniform. Here at AMSA we wear uniforms. And you will find a link to Land's End on our website that will tell you everything that you'll need to start your first day of school. And And this is the staircase from the lower floor, right by the cafeteria, which will bring you up to the second floor. And over here is the front office. This is where I sit. And if you need anything, a copy of your schedule because you lost it, anything like that, you need help with anything, you can always come here and I'll be happy to help you out with anything. If you need to come into the school to dismiss your child for doctor's appointments or to sign them in late, you want to come into the visitors parking lot, which is between the lower school and upper school, and come right into the front office. And here you can do all of that stuff, as well as picking up any paperwork or you need help with anything. You also want to make sure if your student is sick that you call them in on our absentee line, and all that information is on our website. And here's our second floor. You'll see classrooms along the way. We have computer science, math classes here, and lockers are here as well. So this is another place where you could have a locker. And at the end of this hallway is our health office. You just go right down those stairs and you log in on a computer, and you can go down there if you're just not feeling well or you need anything or a Band-Aid. They're very happy to see you. This is the top floor of the lower school. Down here we have art and history, a mix of English, and right over here we actually have our guidance counselors that you can come see them if you have any issues or scheduling, or they're just here to help you out with anything you need. And here's an example of one of our classrooms here. This is a 6th grade English classroom, and it's a typical classroom. We have all different shapes and sizes here at AMSA.
So you guys are all bright AMSA students. I bet it did not take you terribly long to figure out that that video was not a day in the life video, right? That was a tour of our lower school, and it's still really important information for you guys to have. What we're going to do right now is go into breakout rooms with your DS teacher. And when we come back from that, I will show you the video of the day in the life. Did everybody enjoy meeting your DS teacher and getting to know the classmates a little bit? Excellent. Wonderful. All right. So what we're going to do now is show you a little video about a day in the life. And this is just pictures videos that we have taken over the fall of last year. So I hope you enjoy it. right, so how many of you guys saw familiar faces? Raise your hand. Yeah. Did some of you see brothers and sisters and neighbors and friends? You're going to see a lot of familiar faces, which is fantastic. You have so many more friends here than you're even aware of. And as the school year wears on, you'll make more and more and really start to understand when we talk about the value of community, exactly what that means. So the next person that I want to introduce you to is our Dean of the lower school, Dean Montesian. So, Mr. Montesian, I'm going to throw it over to you.
Thank you, Ms. Morin. Hello, everybody. Like Ms. Morin said, my name is Mr. Montesian. I am the Dean of Students here for the lower school, which is all of you guys, so grades 6, 7, and 8. I know not all of your schools you came from might have, they maybe didn't have a Dean of Students. So my role here basically is to do lots of things. One of them, yes, is to deal with any of the student discipline stuff. So if folks do find themselves getting into some trouble, I'll be the person that folks work with for that. But I'm also a resource for folks. If you're concerned about something happening at school, if you need some help with something, I'm also here to be a resource and to be of help to you. This morning, I'm just going to go over some of the expectations that we have for students while we're on in remote learning. Some of this stuff might apply really more when we're in person, but I'll talk a little bit about that. I also want to make sure I'm clear. Some of this stuff, this is not like every rule that exists at AMSA, but this is a good place for us to start as we're getting ready to start school tomorrow. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and we will go from there. Okay, so first things first, like I said, my name is Mr. Montesian. This is my contact information. If you need something from me, you have a question, you're not sure what to do with it, you can email me at that email address, or you could call me. My phone number to my office here at school is there. As I said, this is not going to cover every single rule. So the full details about what's expected of AMSA students can be found in our parent and student handbook, which is on our website. It's being sent to you if it hasn't been already. And this presentation will get sent to you as well. It has links at the end that you can use to access some of these documents. We're asking parents and all of our students to review all the details in this handbook because it's pretty important. One thing that's worth mentioning to everyone is even though we are online, and I hope very much that we won't have to deal with this, but even though we're online, folks can still be held accountable to their behavior here at school. So that is something that can still happen even though we're online. So it's really important that everybody follow the rules that their teachers have given them and the expectations that they've given them when they're in class. As I'm sure you've probably heard all about, we have core values here at AMSA. We live by our commitment to these core values of integrity, excellence, and community. If everyone here at school follows and lives by these core values, no one really should be finding themselves in any trouble with my office. So showing that integrity, always being trustworthy. We all make mistakes. It's very important that everyone own those when they happen, own up to them, do what it's going to take to fix them. We all make them. It's important what we do after we make the mistake. Excellence, work hard to achieve your maximum potential and show up to your responsibilities. I think that's generally just good life advice, and caring about our community, give back to your community, and treat your peers and teachers with respect at all times. We all find ourselves needing help sometimes. You have so many resources here at AMSA. No matter what you're experiencing, there's always someone here who can help guide you or point you in the right direction or give you some support. You have your teachers. You have me as your dean, you have your school counselors, your parents, your friends, and so many other people here who can help you if you're having a problem. Please use your resources. Reach out to folks. I have a question about this. I saw this, it doesn't feel okay. Reach out to us and let us know that you need some help and we can get you there. I do need to talk about bullying for a bit. So the bullying law here in Massachusetts, it's defined by 3 or more incidents used by a student or a member of the school staff. I'll read through this. I'll explain what it means. Written expression, verbal expression, electronic expression, physical act or gesture, or any combination. So someone writes something to someone that's really mean. Someone is saying something verbally inappropriate to them that is harassing in nature. Anything like that. And if those things cause physical or emotional harm, or they damage someone's property, or if they place the victim in a reasonable fear of harm or damage to their property, if it creates a hostile environment at school, or this is all legal speak, materially and substantially disrupts the education process. So what's that mean? That means that this behavior is so seriously affecting someone's ability to do school that it's disrupting that. So that would be something that can qualify as bullying. And to really just put it pretty simply, bullying isn't tolerated here at AMSA. If you have a concern that you're being mistreated or you think someone else is being mistreated, again, use your resources, reach out to us, let us know, and we can look into that. Bullying violates everything that we are as a school, and it violates all of our core values, and it's not something that we're going to allow. No one comes to school to be mistreated by anybody. This obviously includes online bullying as well. I will investigate any reports of bullying, and consequences for those who are doing that will be issued. And there's a link there. Once you get this report, you'll be able to click that link and you'll be able to access our bullying plan if you want to read through that entire document. We have a really great peer mediation program here at AMSA. So peer mediation is a group of upper school students. They're mostly 11th and 12th graders who last year went through really intensive training to help younger students resolve conflict. Anytime we put a lot of people in a space, whether it's an online space or a physical space someday when we can come back into the building, conflict is going to happen. Peer mediation is a really great resource for students to resolve any conflicts or disputes with each other in a way that's appropriate, that's structured, that's safe, and can really help stop a problem from becoming something that's much larger. You can access that program through lots of ways. You can reach out to a teacher and they can submit the referral to my office for that. When we're in session, there's some paper referrals here in the front office that students could come drop by and fill out. There's also a digital referral form that will be available on your school Google. You can submit that there and begin that process. It's a really great program. It's one that we really want our younger students to make use of so that they can learn how to resolve conflict appropriately. Online learning. So here are some expectations about your online learning experience. Obviously, due to the state of emergency, this is where we are right now. As I already said, our entire student handbook remains in effect, and these are some general school-wide expectations for all students. I am going to read through these. Attend and participate in all courses. You need to come to the classes you're assigned to. You have to attend them all. Our policy is in effect, our attendance policy. Again, it's in the student handbook. Students who do not attend classes can automatically fail the class. A student would have to have 16 unexcused absences from a class in order to automatically fail it. Very important that everybody attends class when they need to. If you do have to miss school, just like you did when we were in person, your parents have to call school. There's a phone number that they can call and report that you're going to be absent. And we do need a doctor's note or anything like that if you've had a doctor's appointment, but we'll go over that part with your parents. All students are expected to follow all the instructions of their teacher. I think that's pretty common sense stuff. All cameras must be turned on unless otherwise allowed by the teacher. So your expectation is that your cameras stay on so that all of your adults can see your face. All students must be dressed appropriately. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that a little later, but we need folks to basically think about, if I would not wear this in public, then that's a problem. We want you to be dressed as though you are out in public with clothing that fully covers your midsection and is appropriate for school. Any inappropriate use of any AMSA technology, so anyone who's violating expectations around the computers, around Zoom, any of our technology, our Google Drives, anything like that, it will not be tolerated. Any classroom rules that your teachers have all apply to your online learning environment, and your teachers will go over those with you. And that we've already covered this a little bit, but mistreatment of classmates or of teachers just won't be tolerated here. We don't do that at AMSA. When appropriate, referrals to my office will be made by your teachers, and there will be disciplinary follow-up from my office. And again, that doesn't matter that we're online. There will still be disciplinary follow-up from my office with your family and through me. Information for everyone to just know. We have a monitoring software that actually monitors all of our student Google accounts. Every email that is sent, every email that is received, any document that is made on Google Drive, any image saved to Google Drive, anything on our technology is actually monitored. And if there's anything inappropriate that's found, it actually alerts me. It'll send me an email and say so-and-so has, saved something or written something inappropriate. So please be aware that your school-owned accounts are school-owned, and we can see them. We know what's being sent. And if something inappropriate comes up, you will be hearing from my office. And if it's something that continuously is happening or is really inappropriate, your ability to access our technology can actually be restricted, even though we're online. As always, everyone has to follow the acceptable use policy. I don't know that you guys have gone over that yet with Ms. Petrowski. And you will have to access, you know this already, all of your online courses have to be accessed from your AMSA account. When you get into a classroom, there should not be anyone changing their name. So your screen name needs to stay your name, first and last name, so that our teachers can know who you are. Any student who's not following that expectation can find themselves in some trouble with my office. We've gotten a lot of questions about this in the past few weeks. You do not have to wear your AMSA uniform while you are on online learning. Once we get back into school, you will need to wear your uniforms, and I imagine that we will go over all of that then. However, everyone must be fully clothed with outfits that cover their entire midsection, and that clothing cannot contain any inappropriate or offensive language or images. It's pretty basic stuff. I think that we all know how to make those decisions well. When we're in person, the uniform will be an expectation. We'll go over that then. Academic dishonesty and cheating. So we always expect students to show integrity here at school. It's one of our core values. Cheating or displaying any kind of academic dishonesty, plagiarism is taken very seriously here at AMSA, and the consequences can be pretty severe. So if you are a lower school student, which all of you are in grade 6, anything involving classwork or homework will be dealt with through your teacher, and my office will support that. Your parents will be contacted if you cheat. Zeros may be issued, and I will be informed, which could result in some more meetings. When we're in person, detentions and other consequences can also be issued for any cheating around classwork or homework. When it comes to big things, quizzes, tests, papers, and projects, we have this 3 offense system that exists. So cheating on the first offense is an automatic 0. I'm notified, and it will go into your discipline record here at school. A second offense is a 0. There will probably be a meeting with me and parents at that point. It's recorded, and there's a punishment assigned to that. Also, if anyone's involved in any extra privileges, clubs, activities, athletics, anything like that, all of that can be suspended at that point. If for some reason there's a third offense, we're going to begin talking about the potential for people to be suspended from school. And I want to be clear, this does apply during online learning as well. Folks can be suspended from school even though we're online. Not something I imagine anyone here will have to deal with, but I do want to make sure that that's clear for everybody. Some things that students don't always realize constitutes cheating or academic dishonesty. Copying and pasting something from the internet and then saying that this is my work this is my own work, is plagiarism. That's a form of academic dishonesty that will trigger the consequences I just went over. Copying a friend's assignment or working together when your teacher is not allowing that is also academic dishonesty or cheating. Any student who allows a friend to copy their assignment will also receive the same consequences as the person who did the copying. So this is some really important information I want to make sure everyone here is really clear about. Working together when your teacher says that's not an option is academic dishonesty, and we don't want anyone getting caught up in that. So please be very aware of this. Copying and pasting from the internet is also a common issue. Very important that you not do that. Don't make the mistake of thinking, well, they won't catch it. They will catch it, promise. So please make sure you're doing your own work. If you're stuck and you need help, ask your teachers. They're more than willing to help you. Please use that resource. Electronics. So when you are in school, we'll go over those. For now, while we're in online learning, everyone's expected to be off their cell phone or any other non-academic technology during class unless your teacher is allowing you to use a different device, and that will be up to your teacher. When we are in person, your phones actually would have to go inside of your locker from 7:55 until 2:45, and they need to be shut off. Anyone, when we're in person, who's found with a cell phone will have their phone confiscated and brought to my office, and it will only be able to be picked up by a parent. Anyone who repeatedly violates that, we're going to have kind of a different conversation with. So again, though, while we're online, any non-academic technology is away unless your teacher is allowing you to use it. We've talked a little bit about this already. Attendance during online learning, you're expected to attend every class on time and ready to learn. If you're late to class or leave early without proper excusal, the appropriate consequences will occur. Our normal attendance expectations and procedures are in effect. So if you have to be out, it's very important that your parents call the school. The phone number is right there, and go through the absence line to report that you'll be absent. This includes if you're going to be absent for the day or even for just one class, your parent has to call the school in order for that to potentially be excused. Your teachers will take attendance every period as they normally did when we were in person. I've already said this, any student who accrues more than 15 unexcused absences will fail the class. Also be aware that a student will be considered absent from class if they miss more than 20 minutes. Obviously, missing any isn't okay. If you come in late, you'll be marked tardy, and those have their own consequences to them. But very important that folks be aware of that. If you are unexcused absent from school or from a class, your family is going to be getting a phone call from the office here anyways. We want to make sure that folks aren't having any technology issues or no one's trying to skip class. Hopefully not here in 6th grade. Any student who's unexcused absent 4 times or more from a class will be contacted by me, and we're going to have a meeting with the families. And the reason for that, that 4 times is 2 weeks worth of missing a class in our online learning schedule. That's a lot of missed school. So we'll be having a meeting with anybody who's missed class that many times. Some important documents, again, when you get this presentation emailed to you, you'll be able to click on these. The handbook I've talked about is there. Our bullying prevention and intervention plan is there. This parent concern communication protocol is really important for your parents. Our uniform poster, really great resource, will help you take a quick look and know if you're in uniform when we get back in person, and some civil rights stuff that I have to give with you. So thank you guys all very much for sitting through this presentation. I am going to take questions for a little bit because I know that folks might have some. So Ms. Morin, if they have a question, what is the best way for them to do that? What's the system?
My suggestion is if you have a question, guys, either raise your hand and Dean Montesian will call on you to unmute yourself, and then you can ask your question. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
All right.
All right, so I see I got Jacob Frias. You can unmute yourself.
I already set myself a screensaver. Is that okay?
A screensaver for, what do you mean?
like my computer?
If there's a screensaver set up on your computer, as long as it's not interfering with school and it's appropriate for your family, we can't see that on our end. So as long as it's not causing a problem, you should be okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Srijan, yes, you can unmute yourself. All right, go ahead. I think you're unmuted now.
Oh, can I use my iPad instead of my Chromebook to go into classes?
Yes, it's just if you end up using both, you need to make sure that that's with a teacher permission. Thank you. That's a good question. Archer Gray. You can unmute yourself.
Go ahead, Archer. Why don't we come back to Archer?
Yeah. Weston Tierney.
When I look at my calendar, how come I don't see all my schedules?
On your calendar? If some of them are missing, it's possible the links just haven't been sent out yet. That should populate itself before classes start. So any that are missing should show up before you have to be there.
And Weston, that is something that we are going to talk about in our next breakout session with your DS teacher. And we will show you exactly how and where to look for those links.
All right. Next is Yashwin.
By any chance we lose internet, or like if we lose like power, how are we supposed to contact you?
Yeah, if you lose power, your parents can call the school, assuming the phone is still working. If you lose power and you can't get in touch with school, let us know as soon as you get power back, and we'll go back and take care of that on the attendance side of it. Yeah, because we know that could happen. So no, that's a really good question. Thank you. Declan Carroll, you can unmute yourself.
If you're writing like an opinion piece or an informative piece, if you get something from an article and put quotation marks or mark it not as your own, is that still okay with you guys? If you like,
if it's done, yeah, as long as things are quoted correctly and the sources are given, Ms. Morin can probably speak to greater authority than I. But yes, as long as it's appropriately referenced and cited, then you don't have a problem. It's when someone tries to pretend that it's their own work that it's a problem.
Yeah, that's a great question, and your teachers are going to review that information a lot. We're not going to just tell you once and then expect you to know everything. We will work with you pretty much daily to understand how to correctly cite and how to not plagiarize. Yes. So good question.
Really good question. Weston Tierney, let's give you a shot again. You can unmute yourself.
So I actually just didn't raise my hand.
Is that a C1 block and a D1 block? Are they the same kid?
I didn't quite make that out. I think I heard something about raising your hand on this. Your teachers will go over how to raise your hand in class with you. Kevin Cupertino, you can unmute yourself.
Block C1 and block D1.
If we accidentally left the Zoom call and you came back in, would that count as being absent late? for getting tardy?
So that's a really good question. I think it would really have to depend on the circumstances. If you do accidentally leave, you should be able to get back in. When you go to join again, a little message comes up on your teacher's screen that says to let you back in. So there shouldn't be a problem with rejoining unless there's a technology issue. So I think it would depend, but generally you should be able to get back in, and that if it was an accident, that wouldn't be penalized unless it's obviously abused.
Yeah. So your C1.
Ava McLeod, you can unmute yourself. Or you can push the space bar and talk. I believe that'll let you work as well.
No.
All right, we'll come back to Ava in a minute. Gianna Green, you can unmute yourself.
So yeah, so that's better. Your day one.
Okay, if I leave the meeting, if like I have technical difficulties.
Yeah, if you have technical difficulties, let us know, and so that we can try to help with that. And you know, like we said, just send an email. Have your parents call the school as well. Someone will be here in the office. So, all right. So, Ms. Morin, how am I doing on time?
I think we have time for one or two more questions, and I've noticed that Nathan Furman's hand has been up for quite a while, so why don't we give him an opportunity to ask his question?
All right.
Nathan, you're going to need to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So will the parents have a separate orientation? Because you mentioned that you will contact their parents.
So I don't think there's a separate orientation. There are a lot of things that are called virtual forums that Ms. Lindsay and Mr. Naraki and Ms. Murphy and Ms. Who are the vice principal, the principal, and the executive director, that they've had a lot of those with parents. So in terms of a specific parent orientation, there is not one, but there are all of those opportunities that are already there for parents to ask questions.
Okay.
All right. All right, Ms. Morin, I think that if anyone else does have a question that I didn't get to, you can email me from your student email account. If you just start typing in my name in the to part of your email, my name will come up. Please feel free to ask questions if I didn't get to you. I will answer you over email.
Mr. Montejan, I did see that Isabel Santana had raised her hand, and you do have time for one more question, if you don't mind taking that one.
Sounds great. She's got the last one here today. Go ahead with.
Isabella, go ahead and unmute yourself. All right. Well, we can always come back, and like Dean Montejan said, if you have any questions that we don't address in our next breakout session with your directed study teacher, that we don't address in your first classes tomorrow, feel free to send an email. Don't ever be afraid to ask a question. That's really the most important takeaway that you can get right now, because I know that this is a very unusual setting, and probably your nerves are just a little jangly, and so don't ever feel bad about asking a question. So thank you so much, Mr. Montejan. I appreciate that.
Thank you guys so much, and I look forward to getting to know you digitally for now.
The next group of people that I want to introduce you to is our counseling department. And our counseling department is very important. And you are going to see a quick video first, and then you will meet some of our lower school counselors.
Hi everyone, my name is Miss Luciavo. I am one of the school counselors in the lower school. We wanted to introduce ourselves as counselors. Over the next couple slides that you'll see, you're going to get some information about who we are, what we do, and how we can help you as you're starting at AMSA. I am the 7th and 8th grade counselor this year. And our 6th grade counselor actually had a baby over the summer. So she's going to be home with her little baby until middle of October or the end of October. So until then, I want to introduce you to Ms. Bergeron, who will be your counselor.
Hi, everybody. Like Ms. Luciavo said, I am also a counselor in the lower school. I work with different students for adjustment counseling, but this year I will be working with you 6th graders for the first couple of months, and I really look forward to getting to meet you all.
Same here. If you need anything from either one of us, our contact information is on that slide. During remote learning, it is best to email us and let us know, and we can set up a meeting with you, or we can talk to you over email, whatever you are more comfortable with. Once we are back in the building, our offices are all right next to each other, and we will absolutely come into your classes and show you exactly where you can find us. But until then, we are so looking forward to seeing you all remotely and are so excited that you are at AMSA. Bye.
Awesome.
So next, I would like to introduce you to Ms. Bergeron, who is going to tell you a little bit about what school counselors at AMSA do. All right.
All right. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Miss Morin. Hi, everybody. I'm Miss Bergeron, as you saw in the previous video. I work with Miss Luciavo and Miss Arico. We are a team of 3 for the middle school, and we work really closely with each other, although you have an assigned counselor to you. 6th grade, it's going to be me for the first couple of months, and then it will be Miss Arico. She will hopefully be back at the end of October, so you can start working with her as well. But we always have our doors open to every student, so if she's not available, you can come find another one of us to help you right away. I don't know if any of you used to see a counselor when you were in elementary school. We help with a lot of different things at school. We help with academic issues. We want you to succeed in class. If you're having trouble organizing yourself, we can certainly help you with that. And we also will help you managing your time, because that can often be a problem. We also deal and help students with social emotional learning. So if you're feeling stressed or anxious about anything, you can come visit us and talk that out with us. If you're having difficulty with your relationships at school and friendships, and you want to see if we can help you make that a little better, you can come visit us. And also, if there's anything going on at home that might be stressing you out, we certainly want you to feel like you can come visit us and talk things out. And then later on, when you go into high school, we will start helping you with the college process or your plans for after when you graduate high school. But we don't want you to have to worry about that at this time. We just want you to start 6th grade off strong. If you're kind of wondering why you would come see one of us, If you're having trouble with a friend, like I mentioned earlier, and you're not sure how to handle it, come talk to us. We'll help you figure that out. If you're having trouble staying organized, it's all new, you have a lot of new teachers, you have different classes to manage, come help us. Come find us and we'll help you fix that too. If someone's being mean to you, if someone is not being kind, we want to know about that. We don't consider that tattletaling or anything. We need to know because we want you to feel comfortable at school. This school year is going to be a little different for everybody. I know everyone's mentioned that, but it might be harder than you thought it was going to be, especially being online. Reach out to us. We can talk you through that. We can help you figure out some tips and tricks to maybe make it a little easier. If something's going on with your family, families have a lot of issues and transitions that they go through, and sometimes that affects students. So we want to know if we can help you, even to lend an ear so you can talk to us about anything that you're feeling. If you're feeling sad lately or frustrated or angry, we certainly want to know about it. Those are things that we can talk to you about, and we can kind of help you figure out how exactly you are feeling and how we can start making you feel better. Even if you just want to tell us about your pet, or tell us about what you did over the summer, or what you're watching on TV, we want to hear about it. We like to hear about kids' lives and get to know you. And this year it's going to be remote, but that doesn't mean that it still can't be great for you. We want to just mention the confidentiality. What you say to us in our offices, or in this case on Zoom, stays between us, unless you want to hurt yourself, someone else is hurting you, or you want to hurt someone else. This is called, we are mandated reporters, and it is for everyone's safety that we are legally obligated to report these issues. But otherwise, what you tell us in our sessions is all confidential. If this year it's a little different. Normally if we're in school, you could just ask one of your teachers to come see us, or you can come to my office directly at school. But obviously that's not going to happen for a little while. So during remote learning, the best way to contact me or Ms. Lociavo at this time is through email. So here's our email, well, my email. But also you can probably find our email on the main AMSA webpage. It shouldn't be a problem, but you can just start typing in the email K Bergeron and it will come up for you. Like I said earlier, Ms. Lociavo was the other counselor in the video introducing us all, and Ms. Arico is out on maternity leave, but she will be back at the end of October, and then hopefully you'll all have an opportunity to meet her then. I think that's it for the slides, correct? Ms. Morin?
You are correct, Ms. Bergeron. Thank you so much for that introduction.
I look forward to getting to know all of you, even if it's done virtually. Thanks so much. Have a good first day tomorrow.
Thank you again. All right, so guys, the next thing we're going to do is go back into our breakout rooms. And this breakout is going to last a little bit longer. We're going to spend 45 minutes with your DS teacher, and we're going to go over how to read your schedule and how to use Plus Portals. We're going to answer any questions that you may have about your schedules tomorrow, and how to find the information that you need to get into your classes. So if you're all ready, we're going to go back into breakout rooms, and then after that we'll meet back in one large group for one last time. So guys, as you can see from today, we're going to take this really slowly. don't worry if right now you don't fully understand your schedule and you don't know how to get into Plus Portals and you don't know how to use all the features in Google Classroom. We're going to show you how to do that, right? There is no need to be worried or concerned or stressed or freaked out or whatever term we want to use about any of this. We're going to get through this together. Okay? You've got a great group of people. The people that you have as your DS teachers were chosen for a reason, right? They are one of the best groups of folks that I have ever had the honor to work with. And they're going to guide you. We're all going to guide you through this. We're going to do great, right? So tomorrow, first thing, I want everybody to get a good night's sleep tonight, okay? I was having people respond to this morning's meeting at 11 o'clock last night. Don't go to bed at 11 o'clock. Get a really good night's sleep. Wake up, you know, have whatever it is that you have for breakfast. For me, it's just coffee, cream only, please, no sugar. Go through that routine and be ready to start in what class tomorrow? Where do we start? What letter class do we start with tomorrow? Who can tell me? Srijana, I'm seeing you're showing an A. Yes, we start with A class tomorrow. And you will see that link on your calendar. You will see that link in your Google Classroom, or you'll see that link through an invitation through email. So there are 3 different ways that you're going to see that link, okay? And don't worry, you're going to make mistakes. You might go into the wrong class at the wrong time, on the wrong day. And if you do, it's okay. You're going to have the opportunity to back out of that class, find the correct link, and go into the correct class. So no worries. Like I said, we're going to take it slow. We're going to spend this week just getting to know you guys and talking to you about our classroom procedures and processes and, you know, what to do. I talked to my DS class about, you know, what happens if you lose connection. And the first thing I told them and I'm going to tell all of you is don't freak out. There's absolutely nothing here that is worth freaking out over, okay? Just stay cool, stay calm, stay collected. We're going to be fine. We're going to have a great year. And again, I'm so excited that all of you are here. I see 132 rectangles on my screen. And some of you guys are smiling, and some of you guys are bouncing around, and some of you are looking like, wait a minute, what happened to my summer? It's going to be a great year. I promise you. I am going to let you all go now and enjoy the rest of your day. So if there are any questions that you have, if there's anything that is not coming through on your end, please email your DS teacher. We are here to help. We're here to answer any questions that you might have.